Hello everyone, welcome back to OptimizEvony. I wanted to give a quick update on the game. They've released another small event today called the General Portrait Exhibition, and this released August 15th, and they sent out this mail with very little information, but since it just launched today, I wanted to kind of go over it and explain kind of what it is, how you get these fragments, and what you can do with those fragments. So as you can see here, they sent out a mail that said you can get general invitations from server monarch competitions and activity chests. Of course, what they don't tell you is that you can also get them from coining, from buying packages, but we all knew that anyways. And then you can use those general invitations to redeem generals that you might need or resources. But really, I'm thinking most people are going to be going for the generals here. So yeah, if you this released today, and this is kind of in this valuable event thing at the bottom here. If you don't have that, it probably is hidden behind something else. So just click on those things on the bottom, and you'll find it eventually. So of course, first page is they're having some of the packs for how to actually get the general invitations, but I'm not too interested in that, so let's actually go into what you can actually get. So what you can get is you can get either an Epic Historic General Common, a General Hall 1 Historic General. So these are generals that are in that first segment of the General Hall that had been released for quite some time. These are probably not super useful for people because I think all of the generals in the General Hall 1 are released in the tavern. So I would not spend your invitations on any General Hall 1 generals unless you really need them for Ascension. But again, like, you can get those in the tavern, so I wouldn't waste anything on there. And then you have General Hall 2 Historic Generals. And this is kind of an interesting one because if you remember back to the General Hall 2 generals, and I'll show them again in a little bit, but if you remember back to those were some of the newer generals, and some of the ones that were a little bit more difficult to get. You could only get them from coining before, or from just a random general pack that you happen to get lucky on. And so these ones are going to be quite difficult to get for free. And so this might actually be an interesting play for those who are trying to optimize and get these General Hall 2 generals for free. And then they're also offering specific generals for a little bit more. So you see these ones are 500, 250, and 100. If you're looking for a specific general, there's either 400 general invitation ones and 500 general invitation ones. The 500 ones are, of course, the ones that people want a little bit more. So here you have Philip II, really good siege general, the siege rally general, so increases rally cap while when you use him as your siege gen. So a lot of the good players will be using him to be able to increase that rally size so that you can do more damage to the enemy. And then the other one that's a premium general here is William Marshall. William Marshall's a pretty good defense general, basically an updated Dewey, and he's not very easy to get. I actually switched to Marshall right before they announced Ascension, and then I kind of regretted it a little bit, but they've released some ways to get him for free. So that was kind of a thankfully for me. But yeah, if you're interested in William Marshall, you can get him here. Of course, these are for 500 general invitations, and I'll talk a little bit about how to get those. And then there's, like I said, speeds, 3-hour speed ups for one invitation, or one super resource chest for one invitation. Neither of those are really worth it. You should not be spending your general invitations on those, especially since you only are going to be able to get a number of them for free. So let's look again. We'll get into that a little bit later. But let's actually look to how you can get them. So if you click here, you can get them from the Monarch competition. Okay, that's not actually going to take me there. Is this one good? Nope. Okay. Oh, okay. That one actually did work. So if you go all the way to the 145 activity chest, you'll see that you get 6 general invitations here. And so this is going to be kind of your best bet of getting general invitations, is getting to this 145 activity every single day so that you get those 6 invitations. And then the other way to get them for free is if we go to the Monarch competition. You can see that for here, the last kind of reward tier for the Monarch competition gives you 5 general invitations. So that's another good way. Every day, every time it switches your Monarch competition, so every day besides the KE, you should be trying to optimize and get those general invitations as well. There is also, they did add or change the total ranking rewards here, and this is for SVS, so it's a little bit different than normal. But in the victory column, if you win your server SVS Monarch competition, you now have an option to get the Epic Historic General, a premium Epic Historic General if you get number 1 and you win, an Epic General if you get number 2 and you win, or a General Chest if you get 3 and you win. So this is just a random legendary or epic general, so a little bit worse than that that epic general one. And then from there it's nothing different. So yeah, those are the kind of the main ways to get the actual invitations, besides obviously coining for it. But if you do look at the coining, this is the $100 pack, and this gives you 500 general invitations. So if you double that or triple that, that's going to give you enough for multiple copies of these kind of premium generals here. So for those that are spending money, that works too. The general invitation, this of course gives you a chance. Or sorry, not this one. The General Hall chest gives you a chance at giving you general invitation, so it'll at least give you one invitation, but it actually talks about the odds in here. So you have a 49.8% chance of getting one general invitation from there, 25% chance of getting 2% or 2 general invitations or 4 general invitations, and then a 0.2% chance of getting a General Hall 1 Historic General. So that's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. It gives you a chance to get some of those invitations if you need a few more to kind of get to who you're trying to get from the redeeming. So let's look at the General Hall 1 Historic Generals. Most of these are not super great. I wouldn't recommend spending them on this unless you had a reason to, unless you really you've already invested heavily into one of these generals, and but again, you can get most of them from the tavern, so really not a lot of use for getting them from here, because you can get it cheaper there. But yeah, then let's look at the General Hall 2 historic generals. And then, of course, all of these list the percentages. It's it still is random, so you're not going to be getting the general that you want all the time unless you're specifically redeeming them. This is the chance at the general or the specific general for the General Hall 2. So you can get Electra, Elise, Oda, Ethelfled, Prince Eugene, Eon, Flavius. No idea why Flavius is in the General Hall 2. That's kind of a not a good general to begin with. So I would be pretty bummed if I got that. Philip 2, Baldwin, Gaius, John 1, William Marshall again, Bertrand, Roland, El Cid. Those are the ones that you can get for General Hall 2. And then it lists the ones that you can get for the common drop. Again, those are mostly in the tavern. I did notice that there was one kind of major one that was not in the tavern that is actually pretty decent, and that's Caesar here. Caesar is kind of similar to Ethelfled. It has buffs that target specifically for boss monsters, and so that's actually has been a premium general, but for some reason they're releasing it in the common general pack. So it might be worth it, but probably not. Again, you're probably going to want to get one of these more premium generals, or even if you have the general invitations to actually pick the specific general that you want. So if you're going for Marshall or Philip, those are the two that I would kind of go for, unless you need Electra fragments for ascending, or you had already picked up Guan Yu and you wanted to ascend him as well. So yeah, this is kind of this event. I didn't see anywhere where it actually said that you had to use the tokens before the event ended. So you might be able to use them or save them up and then use them to get the general that you want later, which might be kind of nice for free-to-play players. One other thing to note, they put in super small writing at the bottom here. The newest general, the new good siege general, Patronus, is not currently in the general pool. So, of course, you don't expect them to give you what you actually want. So, he's not in here, but that's okay too. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at what these actually give you, but looks like it's pretty similar to some of the other packs that they sell. So yeah, this is a new event. Make sure you try and get your 11 general invitations per day for free, to make sure that you're able to get as many as possible for free. And then obviously if you want to pay for some of these, you can. But if you don't want to, don't feel compelled to do it, because they're gonna keep releasing general stuff because they know that people need them for the general ascension, and so they have been kind of putting more and more generals available in different means, either through Blood of Ares, the Trial of Knights, or other events like this that are popping up. So yeah, that's kind of it. I just wanted to talk through that really quick. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions on this, or if you see anything that I don't. If you see that that these are going to expire at the end of the event, please comment and let me know, so that I don't waste them and hold them and essentially lose them. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe. Definitely helps me out a ton. And feel free to take a look at some of the other videos that I've been producing.